Let's deal with limiting reagent. It is also based on stoichiometry of a given chemical equation. So in limiting reagent, let's see what is going to happen. So when we measure reactant part, that is both given in a chemical reaction, then what happens? Then we must determine which part or component of the reactant will decide the amount of product formed. Let's take an example. If dinitrogen reacts with dihydrogen, it will give us twice of ammonia. Now, suppose if 10 gram of nitrogen is given and also 12 gram of dihydrogen is given, then how can we decide the amount of product formed, that is ammonia? Now, both the reactants are given, so it will not be easy to decide the amount of ammonia. So one will be the dependent factor which will decide the amount of NH3. So over here, out of these two, one will decide the formation of ammonia. Hence, in this case, we say that the reactant which is consumed first or exhausted completely in reaction, then it will be termed as limiting reagent, that is LR. Now LR will decide the amount of product formed. Now the term or amount which is in excess is termed as excessive reagent or excess reagent, that is ER. Now let's decide in the given equation which part is a limiting reagent and which is a excessive reagent. So here are the basic steps which we have to follow. So rules to decide. LR. The first rule is calculate number of moles. It may be amount or we can say quantity from given above value of reactant. Suppose it is given 10 grams, so how can we write, how can we find the amount of moles of N2? So we'll write it as, let's write that 1 mole of nitrogen will give how much gram of nitrogen? That will be 28 gram. That 1 mole of N2 will give 28 gram of nitrogen. So can we write 28 gram of N2 will give 1 mole of nitrogen. So reverse order is possible. It's correct. Now let's see. If 28 gram of N2 will give 1 mole of nitrogen, then 1 gram of N2 will give how much? It will be 1 by 28 mole of N2. So how much it is given in the question? That is 10 gram. So 10 gram of N2 will provide 1 by 28 into 10 mole of N2. So it will be 10 by 28. If we solve it, so it will go 3 times. 3 8s are 24. 3 2s are 6 to 8. It will be 6 1 0. So it will go about 5 times. 5 8s are 40. 5 2s are 10. 14 140. So it will go 5 times. So it will be 0.35 moles of N2. Now this is the first part. Now we have to decide it about hydrogen also. So here it is given 3 moles of hydrogen. So we can say that three moles of hydrogen will give how much? 3 to just 6 gram of hydrogen. So in the reverse order it will be 6 gram of S2 will give 3 moles of S2. Now 1 gram of S2 will give 3 by 6 moles of S2. So we have to decide it for 12 gram. Now 12 gram of S2 will give 3 by 6 into 12 moles of S2. So it will be 2 3 just 6 moles of S2. Now so this is on the basis of basic calculation that what amount of moles of N2 or hydrogen can be obtained. Now the part 2. Now rule number 2. We have to interpret the information from the given equation. We have to interpret information from the given equation. So in the given equation we have 1 mole of N2 reacts with 3 mole of hydrogen. So in the given equation we have 1 mole of N2 gives 3 moles of S2. So now we know this is the basic interpretation. So what will decide that how much moles of S2 will be there finally in the given equation? So we have found it out that 0.35 moles of N2 will decide the moles of hydrogen. So let's write 0.35 moles of N2 will give 3 into 0.35 moles of S2. So that will be 35 3s are 105. So it will be 1.05 moles of S2. Now from the given chemical equation we got that 1.05 moles of S2 is available in the given equation. but it will be used as 0.35 moles of N2. Now from the given equation, this amount is available, and from the given question we see that we are using only 0.3 moles of N2. So here now let's decide, it is 6 moles of S2. It is 6 moles of S2. Here 1.05 moles of S2 is there from the given equation, but we have found out that there are 6 moles of S2. So here we can see that hydrogen is in excess. So here we can see that hydrogen is in excess. Here S2 is in excess. Therefore we can say that nitrogen is the limiting reagent. We can also use general information. So let's use general information to decide the limiting reagent. Suppose we are taking two groups of boys and girls, and we have to make a pair. So boys mix groups with girls to form BG. Now one boy will make group with one girls, so we'll get a complete group. So there will be no solitary people. So if we say that 10 boys is there and 12 girls are there, so which part will be limiting reagent, or which will decide that how many groups will be formed? Now we see that there is 10 boys. So from the given equation, let's interpret it that one boy and one girl will give us one BG, that is one group. So we see that 10 boy will make pair with 10 girls from this case, and it will be 10 group of boys and girls will be formed. So here 10 is utilized first, so it is completely utilized, hence here boy part is limiting reagent. So in the given equation, the part which is consumed first is limiting reagent, and number 12, that is girls part, will be excessive reagent, and that is by 2. 12 is here, 10 is utilized, so the difference will be of 2 only. So in this way we can decide the limiting reagent. Let us solve few numericals related to limiting reagent. So here is the question. So it is given that 50 kg of N2 reacts with 10 kg of hydrogen and are mixed to produce NH3. Calculate the NH3 formed. Identify the limiting reagent in the production of NH3 in this situation. So just we have to write the equation. So it will be N2 reacts with 3 mole of hydrogen gas to give 2 moles of ammonia gas. Now from the given question, it is 50 kg, so it will be 50,000 gram, and hydrogen is given 10 kg, so it will be 10,000 gram. So this is the basic thing given. Now rule number 1. Rule number 1 is find number of moles from 50,000 gram of nitrogen and 10,000 gram of hydrogen. Let's see how can we find it out. So the basic process is we take N2 in terms of moles and grams both. So take N2 and S2 in terms of moles and grams both. Case 1. Now we can say that 1 mole of N2 means 28 gram of N2, or in reverse order we can say that 28 gram of N2 will give 1 mole of N2, so that we can use the given information, that is 50,000. So 1 gram of N2 will give us 1 by 28 mole of, that is moles of N2. So for 50,000 gram of N2 we have to multiply it. It is just by unitary method. So it is 50,000 by 28 moles of N2. Now from solving, we see that it is 14, so it will be 25,000. It is 7, so it is 12,500. So finally we got 12,500 by 7 moles of nitrogen. So it is the part 1, or we can say, or we got 1785.7 moles of nitrogen. So let's find amount of hydrogen from 10,000 gram. Now case 2, we have to find amount of hydrogen, that is number of moles of hydrogen from 10,000 gram of S2. So we have to use this part of given equation. So it is given that 3 moles of S2 means what? 6 gram of hydrogen. So 6 gram of hydrogen will give us 3 moles of S2. So 1 gram of hydrogen will give 3 by 6 moles of S2. So 10,000 gram of S2 will give 3 by 6 into 10,000. So we'll get, that is 5,000 moles of S2. Now we know the both quantity obtained from 50,000 gram and 10,000 gram. One is 1785.7, or we can say that 12,500 by 7, and another is 5,000 moles of S2. Now rule number 2. Now let's use rule number 2. Use chemical equation to find either moles of S2 or N2, and this will decide limiting reagent. Now let's see. Here it is given that 1 mole of N2 reacts with 3 mole of hydrogen. So we can use this information. So using this information, so we have given equation N2 plus 3S2 gives 2NH3. So we can say that 1 mole of N2 gives 3 moles of hydrogen. So initially we have 12,500, we got 12,500 by 7 moles of N2. So this will decide the amount of hydrogen. So we can say that 12,500 moles of N2 will give 3 into 12,500 by, that is 7 moles of S2. So the amount we'll obtain will be here. It is 125 3s are, it will be 375 by 7. So we'll approximately get 5375.14 moles of hydrogen. Now the amount of hydrogen available to us is this much, but in the calculation we found out that it is 5000 moles of S2. So we can say that this amount is consumed first. This amount got consumed first. So we can use this amount, but in the given equation we say that for 10,000 gram of H2 we have 5,000. So if from the given equation amount is more than the calculated part in case 1 or rule number 1, we say that the given part is limiting reagent. So comparing amount of hydrogen in both cases, we see that S2 is the limiting reagent. So just remember, if in rule 2 remember, if by rule 2 we get amount more than the rule 1, so the reactant related to it will be limiting reagent. Simply we can say that we have 5375.14 moles of S2 but availability is of 5000 moles. Availability is of 5000 moles. So it will be consumed first, hence it decides that hydrogen is a limiting reagent. Now we have decided that hydrogen is a limiting reagent. So hydrogen will decide the amount of ammonia formed. Now let's find out amount of ammonia formed. So we'll use the same equation. The same equation is N2 plus 3s2 gives 2NH3. So this is Lr, hydrogen is Lr, so we can this is now directly related to ammonia. So this Lr limiting reagent will decide the amount of product formed. So now use this information, that will be 3 moles of hydrogen will give 2 moles of NH3. So 1 moles of S2 will give 2 by 3 moles of NH3. Now availability of hydrogen is how much? We have 5000 moles of H2. So we can use 5000 moles of H2 will give us 2 by 3 into 5000 moles of NH3. That means it will be 10,000 by 3 moles of NH3. So this amount of ammonia is formed. So if we have to convert it into grams, so we know that weight is always N into mm, that is number of moles into molecular mass. So we can say that it will be 10,000 by 3 into, and molar mass of NH3 is 17, that is 14 plus 3 into 1 will get 17. So it will be 17,000 by 3. It is 17,000 by 3. So we'll get, it is not 17,000, 1,70,000. So we'll get 5666.67 gram of NH3. Or we can try it as converted into kg. It will be 56.67 kg of NH3. So in this way we can find